In the United States, it's very commonplace for people to eat a diet that is high in processed foods. Grocery stores typically have far more processed foods than healthier whole foods. People eat processed foods because they taste good, they're easy, and because they're often cheap. These benefits may seem enough, but the cost of eating processed foods is costing many people in their health, especially for those people with chronic health conditions like kidney disease. Eating processed foods can affect your health in the worst ways. This guide will help you understand the impact of processed foods on chronic kidney disease and identify which processed foods to avoid and what healthier alternatives you can embrace. I'm going to talk about what is a processed food, what are different levels of processed foods, and how you can incorporate them in your diet as well. You might be wondering about who I am and why I'm qualified to talk about this. If you're someone living with chronic kidney disease, I've got great news for you. Hello, I'm Mathea Ford, a registered dietitian nutritionist specializing in chronic kidney disease and owner of renaldiethq.com. I specialize in helping people just like you improve their health by making simple yet delicious changes to your meals. Together, we could transform your eating habits, boost your overall well-being, and ensure that you're enjoying every bite along the way. Say goodbye to bland and boring meals and say hello to a healthier, more vibrant life. Let's get started on this incredible journey to better health together. Visit renaldiethq.com today and take the first step towards a healthier lifestyle. What makes up a processed food? Many people do not understand what processed means when it comes to food. Unless you're eating fresh produce that you picked out of your own garden, your food is likely processed in some way. It might have been ground or milled or macerated or mixed with other ingredients. This is not the type of processing that can be dangerously unhealthy. The kind of processing that you have to look out for is chemically processed foods. These foods have tons of added ingredients, mostly chemicals that act as preservatives, color additives, sweeteners, and more. Just look at the back of the box under the ingredient list. You may notice a whole lot of words that most people cannot begin to pronounce, much less understand. Some of these foods are foods you would be better off avoiding. The nutrition label may or may not divulge just how nutritionally barren processed foods really are. Many may even tout they are high in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. The truth is, however, that the chemicals, hidden ingredients, and other bad stuff may simply negate any real nutritional value. The majority of processed foods can include a lot of hidden ingredients that you may find appalling or just downright disgusting. Cellulose, for example, is a popular filler ingredient that is made from cotton or wood pulp. Worse still, some ingredients in popular processed foods are just chemicals that can have adverse effects on your body. Top of a huge list of hidden ingredients and chemicals, processed foods are often full of added sugars, which can have true consequences for people with health issues like chronic kidney disease and diabetes. High blood sugar levels can damage vessels and filtering units in your kidneys, contributing to kidney disease. Processed foods can even ruin the healthy ingredients by processing them too much, which can effectively destroy vitamins and minerals. Think of whole wheat bread. Whole wheat bread still has the wheat germ on it, and that is what adds fiber and has a lot of vitamins and minerals. Whereas regular white processed flour, they have to add back in the vitamins and minerals, they enrich it. So if you can eat the whole grain breads, you're better off getting those vitamins and minerals from the whole grain bread. Especially if you're already living with certain chronic health conditions like chronic kidney disease, cutting out as much processed food can be very beneficial to your health. Processed foods are a big part of why so many Americans are overweight and sick. It's just easy to get a lot of calories without a lot of nutritional value. And a diet full of real whole foods, such as fruits and vegetables, whole grains, can help you live a much healthier life and help slow the progression of your chronic kidney disease. Understanding the role of processed foods in kidney disease, processed foods can also contain a high amount of sodium, phosphorus, and other components that can worsen kidney problems. In addition to these components, processed foods are often low in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. This means that processed foods can lead to issues such as anemia, which is a common problem with chronic kidney disease. By reducing your intake of processed foods, you can help reduce your risk of worsening renal health and improve your overall quality of life. The impact of sodium, it's important to understand that processed foods can have a significant impact on the progression of kidney disease. The toxicity of these foods laden with sodium can cause hypertension, high blood pressure, which damages the blood vessels inside your kidneys. Dietary adjustments are essential. Opting for made-from-scratch snacks instead of processed ones is a crucial step towards preserving your renal health. Embracing renal-friendly spices like turmeric and ginger can add flavor while minimizing sodium. Avoiding harmful ingredients. Steering clear of harmful ingredients in what we eat is a must-do, especially when it comes to maintaining good renal health. You care for others, and their well-being should include helping them understand the impact of certain foods on kidney health. Frozen meals often contain high levels of sodium, which can strain kidneys. Encourage fresh homemade meals. Now, I'm not talking about single vegetable fruits that are fresh frozen. Many times those are just as good as fresh fruits because they do not have sodium in the packaging and processing. They're processed so quickly. What I'm talking about here are the pot pies, TV dinners, all those things that are made an entire meal, and it has a lot of sodium added to it. And then number 2, trans fats risk. Trans fats trigger hypertension. They also stick in your arteries a lot better than even just saturated fats, and that damages the kidneys. You need to look into eating more heart-healthy fats instead, like monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. And don't forget about the effects of alcohol consumption and packaged snacks concerns too. These all add up, and you need to reduce those to create a healthier lifestyle that supports good renal health. Now, you can make your own packaged snacks, and you control how much sodium is in those and what foods are in those, and those are a great thing to do. But when you buy them already made, a lot of times they're processed with a lot of extra salt and a lot of extra potentially fat, sugar, other things. So you just want to be reading labels, making sure you understand what's in that food. You may not realize it, but your go-to dark colored soft drinks could also be having a significant impact on your kidney health. These popular beverages often contain phosphorus additives, which can disrupt the careful kidney diet, especially in the later stages. Let's talk about how these hidden ingredients in your favorite soda may influence the balance of nutrients vital for preventing renal function decline over time. Phosphorus can't be properly filtered by damaged kidneys, especially stage 4, stage 5, so it exacerbates your chronic kidney disease. High phosphorus levels caused by phosphorus additives can lead to bone and heart problems in people with kidney disease. You must understand the critical role of phosphorus regulation and find soda alternatives to support your renal health. See the description below to get access to a link that talks more about phosphorus additives in sodas. Incorporating these beverage alternatives into a renal diet isn't only beneficial for overall health, but it also helps managing phosphorus levels effectively. Read beverage labels carefully to identify phosphorus additives. Some phosphorus additives to look out for are words like phosphoric acid, dicalcium phosphate, disodium phosphate, and monosodium phosphate. Any of the words with the PHOS, that's added phosphorus. And usually that means that it's absorbed much better and is not as healthy for you. Reducing phosphorus intake is vital to prevent a decrease in kidney function. Remember, you're not just helping yourself, but also paving the way for others suffering from similar conditions by raising awareness about the link between soda consumption and kidney health. Now let's talk about sodium content in canned foods. It's important to note that canned foods often contain a high level of sodium, which can be detrimental for those with CKD. Sodium's role in canned food is essential as a preservative. The impact on renal health can be severe. Excess sodium intake can have negative impacts on your overall health, particularly on blood pressure and heart health. Maintaining a low sodium diet aids in kidney stone prevention. High sodium levels can also increase calcium in urine, contributing to kidney stones, which is the opposite of what you want. Develop strategies for reducing sodium intake, like choosing fresh or frozen options over canned foods or selecting the low sodium canned foods. And always check your labels for sodium content. They can be confusing, so you kind of need to know what to look for. You're looking for the line that says sodium and then trying to make sure that it's a low amount. And if you just compare between multiple labels, you'll see which ones have the lower sodium content. Let's talk about processed meats. You've likely heard that processed meats aren't exactly the healthiest choice, but did you know that their phosphorus content can impact your kidney health? Many processed meats contain phosphorus additives, which are used to improve texture and extend shelf life. But don't worry, there's no need to give up on your love for sandwiches or breakfast sausages. We'll explore some healthy alternatives to processed meats that are kinder to your kidneys. Now that you understand the high phosphorus content in processed meats, let's explore those healthier alternatives. Consider incorporating plant-based proteins in your diet. These can provide essential nutrients without the added phosphorus found in processed foods. And let's talk about a few more. You got fresh poultry. Skinless chicken can be a lean protein alternative to processed meats. Contains less phosphorus compared to other meats like beef and pork. However, it's important to note that poultry with added seasonings or sauces may have a higher phosphorus content. So opt for the lean cuts without additives. So you don't want to buy any poultry that's already been marinated or anything. You want to get that fresh chicken, and then you can marinate it in a sauce of your choice that you know is lower sodium and is healthy. Fish. Many types of fish are low in phosphorus and can be suitable for kidney patients in moderation. Examples include salmon, tilapia, and tuna. Fresh or frozen fish is generally a healthier choice than processed fish products like fish sticks or fish patties, which may contain additives. Legumes, black beans, navy beans, and chickpeas are excellent plant-based protein sources that are low in phosphorus. They're versatile and can be used in various dishes like soups, stews, salads, and veggie burgers. Egg white. Egg whites are a good source of protein and are naturally low in phosphorus. They can be prepared in different ways, such as boiled, scrambled, or as an ingredient in recipes. All of these would be great substitutions for any sort of processed meats. Now let's talk about dried fruits. You've probably heard that dried fruits can be a healthy snack, but when it comes to your kidney health, you have to be aware of the potential of their high potassium levels. It's crucial you understand the importance of control of food intake when incorporating these nutrient-dense snacks into your diet. So because they're dried, they're more nutrient-dense, they may have more sugar, they may have used additives in the process. Too much potassium intake can put an extra burden on your kidneys, potentially exacerbating renal problems. Avoiding foods high in potassium is essential when managing chronic kidney disease. Your kidneys play a crucial role in regulating potassium and maintaining their balance. When they aren't functioning properly, these minerals can build up in your blood, causing health complications. Dietary approaches are an effective way to manage mineral levels. Consider swapping out high potassium fruits like bananas for lower options such as apples or berries. Potassium binders could help too, but always consult with your healthcare provider before starting them. And remember, creativity isn't limited with kidney-friendly recipes. There's a wealth of delicious options that'll support your renal health while keeping your taste buds happy. Portion control is particularly important for individuals with chronic kidney disease when it comes to consuming processed foods. Portion control helps regulate the intake of nutrients such as sodium, potassium, and phosphorus, which can be harmful if consumed in excess for kidney disease patients. Processed foods like canned soups, deli meats, and packaged snacks often contain high amounts of sodium. Excessive sodium intake can lead to fluid retention and increased blood pressure, which can be detrimental to individuals with kidney disease. By practicing portion control, kidney disease patients can limit their sodium intake and manage their blood pressure better. Processed foods may also contain high levels of phosphorus and potassium, which can be problematic for individuals with kidney disease. Excessive intake of these minerals can disrupt the balance in the body and contribute to complications. Portion control helps limit the consumption of processed foods, reducing the intake of potassium and phosphorus. It's important for people with kidney disease to work with a registered dietitian who can provide personalized guidance on portion sizes and food choices. They can help tailor portion control strategies to meet the specific needs and restrictions of anyone with kidney disease. Now let's talk about chocolate. You might love indulging in your favorite chocolate treat, but have you considered its phosphorus and potassium levels? These elements can be harmful if you're managing chronic kidney disease, as they could exacerbate your condition due to their potential to impose additional strain on your kidneys. Don't worry though, there are viable alternatives to chocolate that allow you a sweet fix without jeopardizing your renal health. I want to remind you, I have a video about chocolate and chronic kidney disease that I'll put the link to in the description below. Chocolate's high levels of phosphorus and potassium can be problematic for those with chronic kidney disease. However, don't despair entirely about cocoa benefits. Dark chocolate myths aside, it does contain antioxidants and flavonoids beneficial for preventing cardiovascular disease. But remember, moderation is key due to its high content of phosphorus and potassium. When diagnosed with kidney disease, it's important you're aware of these nuances regarding chocolate consumption. For patients on a kidney diet, it's important to manage their intake of certain nutrients like phosphorus, potassium, sodium, and protein. While chocolate is a delicious treat, it can be problematic for individuals with kidney disease due to its phosphorus and potassium content. Here are some alternative treats that can be enjoyed in moderation on a healthy diet. Carob. Carob is a natural caffeine-free alternative to chocolate. It has a similar taste and can be used in baking or enjoyed as carob chips or bars. Carob is lower in phosphorus and potassium compared to chocolate, making it a suitable alternative for renal patients. Vanilla-flavored desserts. Opting for vanilla-flavored desserts such as vanilla pudding or custard. These can be made using low phosphorus, non-dairy milk, sweetened with a sweet sugar substitute if needed. I have a dairy-free pudding recipe that I will share in the links below too that you might enjoy that would be helpful to your kidney disease. Fruit-based desserts. Fresh fruits can be a healthy and delicious option for satisfying a sweet tooth. Consider making fruit salads, fruit parfaits with low phosphorus yogurt, or baked fruits with a sprinkle of cinnamon. Sorbet is a frozen dessert made with fruit juice or puree. It is typically lower in phosphorus and potassium compared to traditional ice cream. Look for sorbet options that are lower in added sugars. Plain rice cakes or homemade Rice Krispie treats can be crunchy and low phosphorus alternative to chocolate bars or cookies. Gelatin desserts, such as sugar-free gelatin or Jello, can be refreshing and low phosphorus option for a sweet treat. Just be mindful of any additional fruits or toppings added, as they may contain higher levels of potassium. I will link below to my gelatin dessert that is a delicious alternative and has a sugar-free option. As remember, moderation is key when indulging in any treats or desserts on a kidney diet. It's always best to consult with a registered dietitian who specializes in kidney disease to ensure that your dietary choices align with your specific dietary restrictions. Avoid processed foods with kidney disease, especially the overly processed foods with kidney disease. I know you've learned a lot about how processed foods can affect your kidney disease. Dark soft drinks, canned goods, frozen meals, and processed meats all fall into this category. It's crucial to be mindful of what you're consuming. Always remember that a diet low in sodium and processed foods is key to keeping your kidneys healthy. Stay strong in your fight against chronic kidney disease.